Where Winds Meet is the kind of game that doesn't go unnoticed if you enjoy action RPGs with an open world and large-scale martial arts. It is developed by Everstone Studio and published by NetEase, two Chinese giants that decided to invest heavily to create something in the wuxia style, meaning those epic stories of heroes who defy the laws of physics in acrobatic combat and impossible maneuvers. Just from that, you can already feel a different vibe. It's not just brawling or narrative, it's a celebration of the genre and the culture. The game takes place in a very specific and fascinating moment in China during the 10th century, in the turbulent period of the 5 dynasties and 10 kingdoms. This setting isn't just a backdrop. The political and social chaos directly influences your character. A wandering swordsman trying to survive and build his legend in a land full of factions, mysteries, and battles for power. For those who enjoy history, every scenario is an invitation to explore, from peaceful plains, enigmatic villages to imperial cities and mountains full of secrets. The genre is pure open-world action RPG. You can follow your own path, from the idealistic hero to the outlaw, and every decision changes your future and your interactions with other characters. The combat system is inspired by Chinese martial arts, with various mystical techniques and acrobatics, including challenging PvP combat, magic, and movement abilities, reminiscent of even the best kung fu movies. You can tell that player control and freedom are central elements. You can really go wherever you want and do whatever you feel like. Comparisons with Ghost of Tsushima are inevitable, mainly due to the stunningly beautiful open world and the moral choices that affect the narrative. But here the charm lies in wuxia, the fantasy, the supernatural powers, and the Eastern culture in every detail of the gameplay. The inspirations go beyond the visuals. They permeate the game's rhythm, the mission types, and even the extremely stylized fighting style. Freedom is taken to the extreme. There are more than 20 distinct regions and about 10,000 NPCs, each with their own motivations and reactions to your character. The game isn't just about combat. There is exploration, puzzles, side activities, and multiple ways to interact with the fauna, the weather, and society. You can focus on the plot, become a hunter of historical secrets, or simply wander through a vast and unpredictable world. Where Winds Meet has everything it takes to be a landmark, especially for those who enjoy RPGs with that unique cultural flavor. It promises a fluid experience, full of freedom, where the player not only explores an open world, but truly lives in it, choosing who they want to be amidst the turbulence of medieval China. For fans of martial arts, epic fantasy, and branching narratives, it seems like a full package and an irresistible journey. Where Winds Meet finally arrives in the world on November 14th, 2025, and the date is already marked on the calendar for those who don't want to miss the launch of one of the most anticipated RPGs of the year. The game will be released simultaneously for PC, via Steam and Epic Games Store, and PlayStation 5, with the mobile version arriving shortly after, allowing players from different platforms to venture into the same open world. The most interesting part is that the PS5 will have 6 months of exclusivity, which gives an extra treat for those who prefer playing on the console. The pre-download is already available 48 hours before the launch, that is, starting on November 12th, so you can download everything and start playing right when the clock strikes the right time. The game's size is considerable, over 100 gigabytes on both PC and PS5, so it's good to leave free space on your drive and ensure a stable connection so you don't waste time when it's time to start. Those who have already pre-ordered or pre-registered can take the opportunity to download early and ensure everything is ready for the big day. Crossplay is one of the big new features. You can play with friends on PC, PS5, or mobile, exchanging experiences and even competing in special events, which greatly increases the game's longevity. This integration between platforms is rare in titles of this genre and shows that the studio really wants to create a united community without barriers between fans. Pre-registration has already surpassed 7 million people, which is an impressive number for a niche game like Where Winds Meet. Those who participated in the pre-registration get exclusive rewards like special skins and free currency, which can be used to customize the character or acquire useful items in the game. These rewards are a great way to start the journey with an advantage and show that the studio values the community from the beginning. NetEase and Everstone Studio have made it clear that the launch will be global, with support for multiple languages and servers optimized for different regions. This means that, regardless of where you are, you can enter the world of Where Winds Meet at the same time as other players around the world, creating a truly international experience. The launch of Where Winds Meet is an event that goes beyond just putting a game on the market. It's the opportunity to dive into a vast universe with freedom of choice, epic combat, and a gigantic community waiting to explore every detail of the Jianghu. Those who have already pre-registered or are anxious for the launch can prepare for an experience that promises to be memorable from the very first minute. Where Winds Meet features an impressive map of about 7 square miles, divided into more than 20 dynamic regions, where both the weather and the day-night cycle directly influence the atmosphere and even the game strategies. The player's choices can modify the world, creating a living and reactive environment, which changes as you interact with it. This is fundamental for those who like that kind of RPG where exploration is worth much more than just following missions. Exploration goes far beyond the obvious, with the player able to climb roofs, glide between cliffs, and even explore ancient tombs full of secrets and traps. This vertical aspect of the map's design creates moments of adventure and surprise that resemble the feeling of freedom we see in great open-world titles, but with that unique flavor of the 10th century Chinese setting. It's not just running around, it's feeling the immersion in every scenario. The game provides cities full of NPCs, each one more alive than the next. Kaifeng, for example, is described as an ancient metropolis with more than 10,000 inhabitants, where you can start duels, trade, or even build social relationships that affect the unfolding of the narrative. This absurd amount of characters isn't just to fill space. Each one has their own routines, dialogues, and secrets. Furthermore, Where Winds Meet enhances immersion with authentic professions for you to venture into, such as doctor, merchant, and others that reinforce the feeling of living in an ancient world full of real possibilities. You can choose to focus more on one of these careers, participating in activities that add depth to your experience in the game. For those who enjoy cultural details, the game offers the chance to engage in authentic pastimes, like playing the Chinese flute, drinking sake, and other activities that are not just for show, but collaborate in building the atmosphere and the character within that well-represented wuxia universe. It's a personal touch that helps break the routine of combat and exploration, humanizing the hero. The open world of Where Winds Meet is a rich combination of freedom, social interaction, environmental challenges, and cultural details that come together to form an organic experience. The vast and lively map invites the player to get lost, discover, and truly live every step in an ancient China recreated with great care. The game dives headfirst into a combat system that is pure fluidity and style, directly inspired by classic wuxia films, with choreography by Stephen Tung Wei, an award-winning master of Hong Kong cinema action. This isn't just a brawling game, but rather a dance of movements where every attack, block, and dodge, parry, dodge, block, is part of a choreography that involves strategy and precision. There are 12 martial arts styles to master, ranging from the classic Tai Chi to more mystical techniques, which allows the player to develop their own personalized style for each combat. The weapons are a chapter apart, with options ranging from the traditional, like swords and spears, to more unusual items like umbrellas and fans, which add interesting tactical variations and innovations to the gameplay. In combat, you can expect impressive aerial combos and battles where it's common to face multiple opponents at the same time. These confrontations are so dynamic and visual that it's easy to recall iconic scenes from martial arts films, where movement is fluid and every blow has weight and meaning. The idea is for the player to feel like both a strategist and a martial artist in action. Besides the weapons and styles, the system includes 23 mystical techniques, which amplify combat with unique abilities that hark back to Chinese folklore, such as acupuncture strikes and lion's roar. This adds a tactile and strategic layer to combat, encouraging the creative use of abilities and adaptation to different enemy styles and situations. Another cool thing is that the game allows you to combine weapons, which means you can choose 2 of them to use in combat, further increasing the diversity of styles and strategies. This adds to a system that is fast, technical, and requires the player not only reflexes, but also a good reading of the opponent's movements to know when to attack, defend, or flee. The combat in Where Winds Meet is a visual and technical spectacle, a tribute to kung fu films that transforms every fight into an epic experience. If you are a fan of games that demand skill and fluidity, you will enjoy the depth and variations of styles offered, in addition to the quality of the animations and the wuxia atmosphere that permeates everything. Where Winds Meet offers deep and detailed character creation, allowing the player to customize everything from appearance to the roles their swordsman will take on. The game allows you to choose between different factions, which influence both progression and positioning in the world, as well as a charisma system that directly affects dialogues with NPCs, providing a richer and more personal narrative experience. At the center of the story is a young swordsman who goes through a journey of self-discovery amidst a scenario full of sects, mysteries, and conspiracies. The plot is not just a straight line. It unfolds according to the player's moral choices, which can range from the path of a noble and just hero to a path marked by chaos and ambition. This duality opens space for multiple endings and different rewards, encouraging a strategic approach to decisions. Customization extends to character development, including abilities and combat styles that align with the chosen role, reflecting directly on combat efficiency and interactions within the game world. You can explore different lifestyles, from a warrior focused on honor to darker, more enigmatic figures who impact the narrative with their choices. Besides charisma, other mechanics associated with relationships with NPCs and factions promote a living world where the character's reputation influences contracts, alliances, and even challenges that appear for the player. This creates a very strong layer of narrative immersion for those who like to feel part of a complex and changeable universe. The story structure mixes main and side missions with many hidden secrets, books, documents, and conversations that enrich the context, allowing the player to piece together the puzzle of what is really happening between the lines of the sects and dynasties. The journey is as much about the physical fight as it is about understanding one's own destiny and identity within the plot. The customization and plot of Where Winds Meet ensure a balance between freedom and a coherent narrative, giving the player a voice to create a character who stands out not only with the sword, but also in personality and moral choices, all steeped in an epic story about power, mystery, and legacy in ancient China. The game offers a robust multiplayer experience that balances a narrative-driven solo mode full of depth with the possibility of playing in co-op with up to 4 players. This means you can live the young swordsman's story alone or summon your friends to complete missions, explore the vast world, face bosses together, and have fun in cooperative social activities. This flexibility is perfect for those who enjoy both personal journeys and group challenges. In addition to co-op, the game also features a more traditional MMO mode, with thousands of players interacting in a shared world. In this online environment, guilds gain prominence, allowing the formation of structured groups for guild wars, raids, and large-scale events. These interactions reinforce the feeling of community and healthy competition, with cooperative missions that require coordination and strategy among members. In the PvP aspect, Where Winds Meet offers casual duels between players, as well as more competitive modes such as battles in 1 versus 1, 3 versus 3 arenas, and even large-scale confrontations like guild wars or battle royale modes. This allows for everything from more intimate confrontations to large battles that test tactics and teamwork. PvP combat inherits all the fluidity and refined mechanics of the martial arts system, making every duel epic and technical. It's important to note that Where Winds Meet is not pay to win. The game maintains a fair model, where items that impact gameplay are earned through effort and skill. Monetization is based on paid cosmetics, which allow you to customize characters, weapons, and visuals. And there is an optional battle pass for those who want extra rewards, but nothing that unbalances the experience for free players. Social interaction goes beyond combat, with the possibility of building bonds within guilds, participating in social events, and even managing properties or establishments within the world. All this creates an ecosystem where multiplayer enriches the narrative and the game experience without neglecting player freedom. Where Winds Meet delivers a multifaceted multiplayer experience that appeals to different player styles, from the solo adventurer to the co-op enthusiast to the competitive PvP player and the dedicated guild member in raids. This plurality makes the game a complete experience, where the open world and wuxia action come to life both in the solitude of exploration and in the heat of team battles. Where Winds Meet requires a robust configuration to run with quality. The minimum recommended for PCs is an Intel i7-7700K processor, 16 gigabytes of RAM, a GTX 1060 card, and at least 100 gigabytes of SSD space, while the recommended specs go up to an RTX 2070 with 32 gigabytes of RAM for a more fluid and visually polished experience. The game size is an important point, which is why pre-downloading is essential to avoid delays at launch. The game is free to play, but fortunately without pay to win. Monetization focuses on cosmetics and visual items that don't mess with mechanics or progression, ensuring that skill and effort remain the key factors for success in the game. Additionally, an optional battle pass offers aesthetic rewards for those who want to invest, but never creates an imbalance. Before the official launch, recent betas were held in July 2025, allowing the community to test various aspects of the game and help refine balancing and bug fixes. Participating in these phases offered an early experience and a deeper insight into what to expect at the official launch. For those who are anxious, the tip is to pre-download as soon as it's available, so you're not caught by surprise, in addition to joining the game's official Discord, where various updates, events, and tips are shared frequently. This active community can be a great help for those who want to get the most out of it from day one. Another important piece of advice is to avoid spoilers and detailed information from the Chinese version, which is already available, to preserve the surprise and the original experience when the game opens to the global public. The game's cultural baggage and rich story deserve to be discovered little by little on your own journey. Where wins meet combines advanced requirements with a fair monetization structure and an active community, delivering an immersive action RPG without frustrating those who don't buy paid items. Preparing your PC, pre-downloading, and joining the Discord are essential steps to get in the mood and make the most of the global launch.